Daryl Weinert, prior to the pandemic arriving, your primary responsibility was serving as Chief of Staff for President Farnham Jahanian. You still have that position, but also a new one. So what exactly does it mean to be CMU's COVID coordinator?
Yeah, I'll say, Jason, first that it's not a role I ever aspired to as a child. Who even knew it was a job? I mean, many working groups, committees, faculty experts, operational units, and countless others are working around the clock to address this crisis. But someone needs to track these many moving parts and be sure that one group's progress isn't creating unintended consequences for another initiative. Someone needs to be sure that institutional resources are directed in the most impactful directions. And frankly, someone needs to make sure we stay on course with our overall strategy. So I'd say in a nutshell, that's my role. And to do this, I'm relying on a team of subject matter experts, kind of my kitchen cabinet, as it were. And we convene daily, basically, to track and discuss the latest developments.
These days, what are those primary things as we inch up on the middle of July?
I mean, right now, it's really to prepare for the fall. So we're slowly doing that by restarting campus and learning how we can do that most safely under these new conditions. And the way we've started to do that is through a series of pilots. It started with research groups and laboratories, and we've been evolving lately to also include some what I'll broadly call instructional preparations and pilots. And we're even going to sprinkle in a few administrative functions. And in each of these cases, we're asking these groups to develop a plan that basically details how their unit is going to adhere to the minimum requirements, which are requirements that the leadership has put in place that anybody coming back to campus needs to have and adhere to. Basic things like promoting and maintaining physical distancing, ensuring that everyone's wearing facial coverings, staggering work schedules, you name it. But all these plans ultimately arrive on my desk. So when you ask what I'm spending a fair amount of time on, it's certainly a fair amount of time reading and reviewing these plans. And not only reading and reviewing the plans, but also we've developed a mechanism to gather regular reporting from those that are back on campus so that we're all now learning what works, what isn't working as well, where are we seeing pitfalls or roadblocks, so that we're just getting better and better at this, and that will hopefully inform us for the broader fall plan.
You have a daughter who's going to be a first-year student right down the road at Pitt. So I imagine then as you try and do this for your job, you kind of have this other voice in your head about how a parent might think about this, how a student might think about this. Is that right?
No, absolutely. And in a way, I think that really keeps me grounded. I am viewing this every day, not just as a university administrator, but as a client, as a parent, as a customer. And I think that really does help me to see the very human impact all these decisions have on our students, on our staff, on our faculty, on the contractors who work on our campus. So yeah, no, I do think that is true, and it raises some interesting family discussions every night about how things are playing out.
You're hanging in there?
I am hanging in there. I will not say that I am at a loss for work, but it's very fulfilling, and I think and hope that I and so many others around campus are really making meaningful contributions to keep our community safe, and also to really make sure Carnegie Mellon, even in these very unprecedentedly challenging times, can deliver on our educational and research missions.
All right. Daryl Weinert is our COVID coordinator over the next, several weeks, but every 2 weeks we'll have updates as we progress, and we'll turn back to you as we get closer to August 31st. Thanks, Daryl.
Thank you, Jason.